Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steelers Sanctuary podcast. I'm your host, Dave Rivero from SteelersSanctuary.com, and this is my co-host, David Cora. What's up, Dave?
What up, guys?
Hey, we've had 48 hours to kind of digest that 23-20 overtime thriller, man. It's still mind-boggling, even today, to think about everything that happened that led up to that Steelers win. It was just unbelievable.
I'm seeing so many people saying that this is the most insane game they've ever seen in their entire life. Literally, there are literally people saying, like, there's one guy on there, like, he's been around for like 60 years, and he said literally, like, it never seen a game like this ever.
I live out here in Massachusetts, and when I went to work today, that's still everything everyone was talking about was that game, because I guess after the Patriots game ended, they cut to the Steelers Bengals overtime in the fourth quarter, and all the people got to see that here, and they were like, holy shit, what a game, man. Yeah, I watched ESPN, they led with it on their highlight package, so it was definitely the game of the day.
Yeah, there's nothing, none of the game's gonna compare to what happened Sunday.
Now, there was some good games, but this one was,
dude, you're talking about 4 hours of just one thing after. From a Steelers,
until they won.
For Bengals too, I'm sure it's painful for them too. Yep. I mean, I can't imagine we kicked the extra point, this game's over.
I can't imagine missing that extra point and living with that.
McPherson, like, this is going to be automatic.
But that's another thing. That dude's a great kicker.
He is. He's a good kicker. Very good.
All right, let's start out with the big news. I guess TJ Watt, as good as can be expected, only 6 games. Apparently, it's a tear, but doesn't require surgery. I guess that's the best case scenario, man, after what we saw yesterday.
Dude, like, what is that saying? Misery loves company. After we go through that 4-hour grueling game, we had to wait 48 fucking hours for them to finally be like, hey, TJ's, it's not season ending. It's like, bruh, we wait. Like, this is usually like the next day. They go, hey, done. Had to get surgery. He's over. Like, you couldn't say, hey, man, looking like he doesn't need surgery. So, like, to make us wait till Tomlin's press call, I was like, come on. This is killer. This was, like, as a Steelers fan, this was the most painful 3 days.
Yes, absolutely.
Ever. Like, God. Like, between the game itself. And you kept hearing
the good news tweeted out here and there, maybe, possibly, could be, but you don't want to believe it because you don't want to be disappointed after.
You don't want, you don't get your hopes up. You're like, oh, do I really believe this? And then on Twitter, you don't know who the fuck's telling the truth.
Yeah.
You don't know.
These guys are all trying to beat each other on the stories. You know, if they're jumping the gun. And
like, dude, that's just like Najee. That woman from Cincinnati said he walked out with his leg in a boot. And that wasn't even remotely true.
Yeah.
It's just like,
everyone's trying to
don't know what to believe.
So the 6 games that he will miss, if it's just 6, which is the word right now, is we got the Patriots this week at home, at the Browns Thursday night the following week. That'll be a tough one. Jets at home, this is where it gets bad. At the Bills, Buccaneers at home, at the Dolphins. And if it's another week, it's at the Eagles. So that's where it gets really rough.
Yeah, I mean, we need him back by then. Like, that's see me. I feel like in his absence, they can stay around 500. I think they can do it.
I agree.
I really do. I think they can hang in there around 500, and then when he comes back, dude, full speed ahead and see what happens.
Yeah.
Look, they impressed the hell out. Like, defensively, they impressed the hell out of me. They really changed. Like, I just did not see the defense being this good, like this dynamic. Like, I know we got Minka and TJ. Like, I get it, but like, there were so many other variables to this.
We talked about it though, right? There was a perfect scenario where they would be really, really good, and Devin Bush played well.
Yes.
Tyson Alualu played well.
Joby played well.
Everything fell into place, and it was considering that offense too, because that offense is just loaded, talent everywhere. They're gonna have problems with their offensive line, the Bengals, but everywhere else they're loaded. So it's a hell of a job by the Steelers. Najee Harris, I guess, good news. He's going to play, apparently, comes Sunday. That's the latest word.
Yeah, he said it he was on some podcast, and he said that he was going to play. Tomlin said that it will depend on his participation. We'll see how he does in practice.
Yeah, of course. That's the Tomlin line.
He said, it's nice to be young. He said, so we'll see. That play looked horrendous. I thought for sure he tore his ACL, at least, that or the ankle shredded. And when he walked by himself off the field, I was like, this guy's not human. Like, if that had been me, you'd have been carrying me out on a stretcher. Like, my whole leg would have been broken. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
No doubt. We'd be. And it happened a couple times last year too. If you remember that, he took some weird, falls and twisted up, and he bounces back up. The dude is
he's nimble as fuck, man.
Nimble as fuck and tough as hell.
Tough as fuck. Yeah.
But then the question is, how many more times?
True.
It's like a cat with 9 lives at this point. This offensive line's got to block better for him, or else this dude's not going to last.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm getting worried sooner or later he's going to get really hurt.
Yeah, because you can't take a beating like this and keep going. Nobody can. I mean, I know he's young and blah blah blah. He's a big dude, but Jesus Christ, they got to stop.
That's why this 300+ carry talk bullshit, I'm just not a fan of it.
No, neither am I. This is a first round pick. You want him to last more than 3-4 years.
But this is vintage Tomlin, dude. He literally runs the wheels off these running backs.
Hey, if Jaylen Warren blocks like he did Sunday and can continue to run, he'll get some playing time. I think Tomlin's going to start to like him.
Did you hear what Tomlin said about him in the press conference?
Down his leg.
Yeah.
Tomlin's such a ball buster.
He didn't urinate down his leg, so that's good.
You see that one highlight where he knocked that defensive lineman into next week?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing to see, man.
Yeah. No, dude's playing just smash mouth football. Fucking love it. Like
he's born to be a Steeler, this dude, for sure.
Yeah, I'm so happy they found this kid. I just awesome. Like, I love it. And look, I think I tweeted this too. Like, I'm fine. Like, if they want to give Najee one game, like, just to make sure he's definitely good to go and doesn't aggravate anything. Just this one game. We're facing a perfect team, really. You're facing an anemic offensive team right now.
Yeah. That
if you're gonna rest Najee, this is it. Play Warren, let him go out there, knock some more fucking heads off, and dude, like, it's fine. Bring up McFarland, and just one game. I don't know. I think
Tomlin won't do it. I agree with you 100%, but Tomlin won't do it. If he's healthy, he's going to play him. If he can walk.
I mean, they asked Tomlin if this was the Liz Frank injury ankle, and he goes, "To be honest with you, I don't know." So it's like,
I believe him. I don't think he cares. As he's standing, I'm going to put him in. That's Tomlin's.
That's kind of like the attitude it seems like he's taking. It's like, all right, bro. Like, I don't agree with this, but okay,
One little bit of news: the Steelers did sign Ryan Anderson to the practice squad today. Man, I mean, I know there's nothing out there, but I think he had 4 sacks in 2019. That's his high. Yeah, I mean, this is about as good as they could probably scrape the bottom of the barrel for somebody a little bit better, but for now, I guess he's going to be the temporary backup.
Yeah, I think they signed a tight end too, didn't they?
They did. They released the tight end they had and signed
I forget who it was. It's a nobody.
Yeah.
But there was talk that they may talk to is it not Pierre Paul? What is that guy? Is it
Jason Pierre-Paul? Is he a free agent?
Yeah, so it is Pierre-Paul. Okay, yeah, apparently he is. I saw somebody posted an article saying that maybe they should go after him.
That'd be worth a try, man. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Keep him away from the fireworks,
right. I was thinking the same. You know what? If I thought I was butchering the name. I was about to say the guy blew his fingers off.
There you go.
To see if you could remember the name and actually remember.
Universally known that way.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just they're not gonna go get anybody that's gonna be a significant like I told you, I think Malik Reed is their guy. That's their guy, honestly. That's who they added that's gonna be the one that goes. So
it's only whatever. 6 weeks anyway. They don't need to go out and get somebody.
And that's the other thing. They're not gonna make any major moves anyways. I was hoping they would trade Rudolph, but never mind.
It's still a rumor, right? I mean, a little bit to Dallas. I mean,
it is.
He played at Oklahoma. They know him.
They had scouts in that area. There's no doubt they're familiar with him. So
It's
but
late
whatever.
though. I don't know. Yeah, we've been down that road so many times.
I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked. But go ahead.
You and me both. You and me both, man. I don't understand what he's doing on this team, but whatever. The Steelers are what the Steelers are sometimes. All right, we're gonna review the game. I mean, we went over it last podcast. We got some fun stuff though. We're gonna do some offensive player of the game, defensive player of the game, stuff like that, just to try to make it a little bit more fun. Let's start with the offensive player of the game for the Steelers. You go first, Dave. Who did you have?
Okay, so I went with Freiermuth. He actually led the team in yards receiving, the tight end. So it's like, wow, 75 yards. He had the longest one of the group, 31 yards receiving. He made some of the most crucial plays in the game. So for me, it was easy to go with him.
I went with Freiermuth as well. I mean, there wasn't much to pick from on offense. They didn't play very well. You could have gone Claypool. He had a pretty good game with the runs and the catches.
Yeah.
But yeah, Freiermuth, the key catches in overtime. Yeah, I think that's an easy one.
He was very, very clutch in the most crucial situations. So that's my guy. Plus, he has the stats to back him up. So that's my guy.
All right, defensive player of the game. I went Micah Fitzpatrick, man. 10 tackles, a pick six. He was laying the wood to everybody. You could tell he hates the Bengals. He was hitting everybody that moved out there. To me, he was defensive player of the game. Who'd you have?
I had Watt. He had 3 tackles for a loss. He had 1 sack, 6 solo tackles, 1 interception, 2 pass defense. I mean, Jesus Christ, he painted every fucking stat you could think of was padded in that thing with him. So he was my defensive player of the game. And then, I mean, it's so impressive. Like he even got fucking hurt and was out for most of the fourth quarter or whatever. And still to me, I just to have that many stats, that was my guy.
All right. Special teams player of the game. What do you got?
I went ahead and went with Boz. I thought it was impressive how he missed that field goal and he came right back, same situation, and drilled it right down the fucking middle to win the game. So I was trying to look up, like, to me, there was nobody on special teams on the kickoff team. Like nobody made any splash plays or any forced fumbles, any fumble recoveries. I didn't see any, but like nobody
good returns.
There's no good returns. Like nobody's really stuck out to me. So I went with Boz because he did make the game winning kick after missing it. So
I went Boz too. I mean, even the one he missed was kind of fluky. It hits the upright. That could have bounced in or just snuck in. It was just.
I swear it looked like
the wind got hold of that or
something. The spin on the ball at the end, it was really weird. Like I don't know if you noticed that, but the spin on the ball.
Both of his kicks actually, he was kind of the second one kind of weaved in and out before it went in. So
a little bit, but he aimed more left on purpose, and that's what caused it to go right down the middle. Like I don't know, that wind must have been ripping up there or something because
it must have been.
Just the issues that he had. But to me, the only one that stuck out was Boz. He had the game-winning kick, came right back, another 55-yarder again after missing the 57-yarder or whatever, and he nailed it right down the middle. So
he's money, man. He's the second best kicker in the league behind
he's awesome.
Tucker. Yeah. Catch of the game. This one's easy. Deontay Johnson, right? That fucking catch was ridiculous. People are still talking about it.
Yeah, I was watching like so many different camera views of that catch. And then I watched one of him before he made the catch. Like it was a freeze frame of him. And that dude actually had his arm around him. I don't know if you noticed it. He was already had his arms around him and his hand was clear back. I just like, if you showed me that freeze frame, if you asked, hey, did this guy make that catch? I'm gonna go, no, like, no. And to actually catch it, bring it down, turn around and get his feet inbounds.
Get the feet down. Crazy.
I just don't know how the fuck he did it. Like, it's just, I don't know. But yeah, that to me is no doubt to catch the game. I wanted to say one more though. I wanted to give like honorable mention, if you will. The catch by Claypool.
Yeah.
Claypool. Yep.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Any other day, that's the catch of the day for sure.
Right. Like another one that was low behind him. He had to literally stop, fall down, and get his hand under to make that catch. It's a hell of a fucking catch. Like
sure.
And especially in the red zone, make that catch.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's crucial moments, man, to make those kind of catches. It's huge. So if not for Deontay, it would have went to Claypool. And it's funny because
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I
It's
was
a
just
lot of
gonna
reason to be
say,
optimistic about Claypool, man. He played well. He played hard. None of the bullshit. No pointing in first downs. None of that stuff. He just played really well. He played hard.
right?
I'm
No,
looking for a big season from him.
yep, nope. I agree. He was very heads up. He wasn't playing in those stupid games where we're gonna
Yeah.
celebrate every goddamn catch he makes and all that other stuff. No, it was good. What I was gonna say was, for everything that Fryermuth did, most of his catches were they just weren't as crazy as the ones that those guys had to make.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just really I was, for as much as we bitched about the offense, I was pretty happy with DJ, Claypool, and Fryermuth. Like those three to me, they definitely showed up to play.
Absolutely.
But again, I'm not gonna put anything on Pickens like he did anything wrong. He just,
Yeah.
we'll get to that.
Yeah. All right. Most valuable player of the game. I'll let you go first.
Most valuable player of the game. I went ahead and I went with Minka. The reason why I went with Minka, because Minka literally, how do I put this? Literally changed the game. Like, to start the game with a pick six was an incredible way to start the game. It put the Bengals on their heels. It's got the Steelers fired up. You give them that 6-point head start against Joe Burrow. I don't think you could ask for a better beginning for that defense. Just the way you set that tone right off the bat was just incredible. And then to literally block a extra point to prevent them from winning the game.
Yeah.
So you're talking about what, a 7-point swing that Minka was directly responsible for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, that's what makes him the most valuable player. Like, don't get me wrong. It's hard for me to not pick Watt, but like at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking, well, this guy fucking had literally a 7-point swing in the Steelers' favor on his own.
Yeah.
So that to me was the only reason why I picked Minka over Watt, because he literally was a 7-point swing on his own in our favor to win the game.
I picked Minka as well. I mean, the way I put it is he imposed his will on this game. He said it like leading into the game. He didn't like the Bengals. You could tell he had a chip on his shoulder the whole day, hitting dudes a little after the ball went by. He was just, he was setting the tone.
Yes, like and he scared me too, man. Like I was just like, dude, you're gonna get
right on that line.
You're definitely going out there and you're trying to hurt people. Like there was no doubt in my mind he was.
They needed that because the Bengals were so confident that they were going to beat the Steelers. That we talked about it on an earlier podcast. They thought they owned the Steelers,
and it worked because there's a couple throws. Wasn't there that one where the guy caught it in the end zone, but he saw Minka coming and he dropped it?
Yeah.
So he was in their head, man. Like they knew coming across the middle, I'm going to get my dome popped real good here. If Minka's over there.
He made 10 tackles. Again, we talked about him hopefully not leading the team in tackles, but he did again. But it was just in the flow of the game. It wasn't like he was carrying the run. It wasn't like last year. I mean, like you said, the blocked extra point, the pick six, all the hits he made. He's MVP far and away, and he might be the MVP of the team for the whole season.
Now that Watt's out for 5, 6, 7 games, yeah, I think he's going to run away with it probably because for first game impressions this year, Jesus.
Looking back, I blasted the team for trading for him. I didn't want them to give a first round pickup when I thought the team was going to stink, and I thought they were going to end up with a top 5 pick after Ben went down. But looking back at it, this dude just keeps getting better and better and better. He's the best safety in football in my eyes. It's not even a question.
I mean, after week 1, yeah. I mean,
even last year in 2019 when he had that monster year.
So maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he do this against Green Bay last year and they called him offsides? He blocked the extra point and he clearly wasn't offsides and they still called it and it would have won this the game, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You're right.
So he's really actually got a knack, I think, for that kind of stuff. Because
he's a playmaker, man. Wherever you put him, he makes plays, man.
Right.
You can put him in the backfield and he could make plays. It's just he's that kind of guy. It's just
when they traded for Minka, honestly, I was in shock. I didn't think they'd do it. We know how much they value their draft picks. So like to actually give up a first round draft pick for anybody is very un-Steelers like. So when they did it, it was just like, oh my God,
Not only
you
a first round
actually
pick,
did
Dave,
this.
it was a first round pick that after they got clobbered in two, they
Right,
were 0-2,
right.
and they lost Ben Roethlisberger. That was almost a
There-
guaranteed top 5 pick. As a matter of fact, if
Yes.
they didn't trade for him, it would have been for sure because he turned the defense around that year.
Right. No,
He solved the
I
riddle that
agree.
year.
Nope, I
So
agree.
that was a ballsy move. I hated
Yeah, it
it at the
was.
time, but they were right. They were right.
Yeah,
They
no,
knew Minka.
I can't remember if I was. It's so long ago now. I can't remember if I was mad about it or not. I remember being shocked about it. But I mean, it ended up being the right move for sure because Jesus now. But see, they went and got guys that they went and got Miles Jack that can tackle. Ogunjobi's good against the fucking run. Devin Bush is back to being somewhat kind of like the Bush from 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So like now you can stop the run. Now you can allow him to be Minka Fitzpatrick
and see what happens.
And look what happens.
Yeah.
He looked like 2019 when they went and got him.
Yeah.
It was 2019. You're like, holy shit. And here's the crazy part. He still had 10 fucking tackles.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like
you're like, you would think that would go down a little bit now that he's able to roam around and be in cover. No, like he tacked that on too. You're just like, Jesus. Like I like I said, just so impressive. Like I like you said, he right now, I would say he's probably the best safety in football right now. I mean, merely just going off of game one, he would project probably to be the best safety.
The best. I think he was the best before week one, but this kind of cements him in that.
Yeah.
Think about last year. He really did what the team needed from him. He didn't stand back at the free safety and just say, well, it's not my problem. He went up there and made tackle after tackle with this awful run defense we had. A sacrifice to his own stats and career, and just put the lunch pail on it and just went and did it. And that you got to give him credit for that. There's a lot of safeties out there who said, I don't tackle. That's not me. So I give Minka a lot of credit for last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Least valuable player. Go ahead, you go first.
All right. So I was looking and I'm just like, I really hate to do this because I don't want to make it look like I had to go at Mitch Trubisky. I didn't mean to. I ripped my damn headphones out a couple minutes ago. Trying to make sure they're in there right. I went with Mitch. Like I hate to do it. Like I'm looking at his stats and I'm just like, oh God, like only 194 yards passing. That was 26th in the league.
Yeah.
26th. Like that's he was only 21 of 38. So that's damn near barely above 50%, right? Completion rate.
Yep.
And then he had one TD, tied for 17th. Not great. His rating was 78.2. He was given a grade of 62.0. He had only, and here's the thing that really pisses me off or kind of frustrates me. This guy's supposed to be a mobile quarterback, right? He was mentored or learned from Josh Allen or all that other bullshit they fucking talk about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Josh Allen the other night had 56 yards rushing. So my man literally was using his legs a lot more. And dude, Mitch only had 9 yards rushing. That's it. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I was expecting so much more from him with his legs. I was expecting this guy's going to be dangerous with his legs way more than what we got. And it didn't happen. Now, maybe it was the play calling. They didn't really set up, the play calling didn't really call for him to use his legs a lot. But that's what's supposed to make this guy dangerous is he's a mobile quarterback. And I'm not saying you got to run for fucking 56 yards like Josh Allen. I'm not saying, but I'd like to see about 30 or 40 yards that you use to pick up some first downs or use to something like, and if it's not him, then Canada needs to make those play calls and make sure this shit fucking happens because that's how you utilize this guy. And I didn't see it. I didn't see him doing it himself either that much. I mean, at least that's just what I saw. So it was hard for me with this, like, but looking at after everything, that was my conclusion for least valuable player.
I had
The
Trubisky too.
LVP.
I had
Damn.
Trubisky too.
See, I thought I told you we might have the same guy.
I didn't know. I didn't think you'd go with Trubisky, but yeah. Listen.
So who'd you go ahead? I'll let you go with him first. Good.
I was very disappointed at what I saw. And you bring up a good point. Is it him or is it Matt Canada? We said all preseason, this is Matt Canada's time to shine. He's got the kind of quarterback, the mobile guy that he can run his stuff with. And then you look up at the end of the game, and I read this stat on Twitter today. He only did play action 5 times.
Yeah, I saw that.
12% of the snaps was play action. And all last year, we blamed all this on Ben Roethlisberger, saying, Ben doesn't like to do play action. Ben doesn't like to do play action. That's why they don't call it. And here we are with a new quarterback, a mobile quarterback, and they're not doing play action. So I think Canada has to take a lot of this blame too. Having said that, we talked about it on the last podcast. Mitch Trubisky looks indecisive. He looked nervous and rushed. Maybe it's the first game, but it was like 1 read, 2 reads, the ball's out, or he's getting sacked. It seems like the same old Mitch Trubisky, the same old criticisms that everyone's had in the past about Mitch Trubisky. Is like, he's not that elite decision-making big-time quarterback.
No.
And okay, if that's the case, fine. Let's do some rollouts. Let's do some play action. Let's do some design runs, like you said, quarterback draws, something to take advantage of what he brings to the table. You don't design an offense where he's the pocket quarterback. That's not who he is. If you want offense, put Kenny Pickett in. That's what Kenny Pickett does.
Yes, I agreed.
You're wasting it. I have serious questions about Matt Canada after week 1.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I really didn't.
But having said that, Mitch Trubisky was definitely the least valuable player of this team this week. I mean, unless you want to lump the whole offensive line into one group.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing
too. You could do that too.
I was like, I'll be honest. Like, I almost thought about, like, is second place Najee? Or it's like he's injured, so it's like, It
wasn't Najee's fault. There was no.
And then it's like, no. Well, yeah, right. Like, I'm like, wait a second here. They weren't fucking blocking for me either. So
it's like last year, all over.
The thing with me with Najee was he didn't have that burst that I'm used to seeing with him.
It just seemed like, and I'm starting to see it too. I watched a little bit of the game.
Yes, like watch how he just doesn't go. Like I don't know. It's just something. I don't know what it was to him. It just didn't seem like he didn't have that extra gear, or he was hesitant or something. Like, it just wasn't the normal Najee we're used to. And I also, like I said, it's easy to fucking be like, well, he LVP, it'd be the fucking line in front of him because they didn't run block worth of shit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you could definitely just take that aspect of the offense and say, yeah, that was the key to why the offense was bad. But Mitch has some blame too, man. He didn't. I think we talked about it last week. Pickens was open a couple of times, and Mitch just didn't get him the ball.
We allowed the O-line allowed 1 sack? Was it 1 sack in the game?
Just 1 sack, yeah. No, I don't even know if did they even have a sack?
I saw something that said there was 1 sack.
All right, maybe 1 sack.
But I want to know who was it that they tacked that on? Like, who gave I wonder which O-lineman was credited with that sack.
You know what? They played to such a level where I don't even think you can use that 1 sack against them. They didn't give up a lot of pass rush.
No, like I said,
pockets there. I mean, he ran a little bit, scrambled a little bit. For the most part, though, that's a pretty good defensive line.
No, I agree that, like, they, like I said, I told you, I thought that, honestly, I thought their pass protection was way better than their run blocking for sure.
Again, short yardage, goal line, no push, no nothing.
It says here that Trubisky had 1 sack. He was sacked 1 time.
Yeah, I don't know who.
I'm just curious because if it was Moore's the one that had that penalty, right? Didn't he have that? Yeah. So
he got beat bad on that one play. But that's, it's some penalties are good, some penalties are bad. I mean, he was beat from the jump, so just grab the guy and don't get your quarterback killed. Just here's
a fun one we should do every week. Worst offensive lineman of the game.
Oh God.
Let's see how, dude. Actually, that could be pretty interesting because it could end up either being the same person, i.e., Kendrick Green last year,
Yeah.
or it could end up being different ones. Like
This
if you
year it's
pay
gonna
attention
flow.
enough.
I have a feeling.
Yeah. So that could be something we add to this little wrinkle.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
But,
the tackles we don't have a complaint about. It's that interior, or maybe all of them. Like I said, no push whatsoever. Third and short, goal line, same old
Nothing.
shit.
Up the middle, nothing.
Defenders in the backfield before the back can even take a step. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how they fix this going forward. I don't.
They're gonna give us the same shit they gave us last year. Oh, they're gonna jail. They're this, they're that. You know, whatever.
Chase Claypool can't be a leading rusher every week. It just can't. It can't be like that.
No, like I agree.
People are already on the reverses. That they got away with a couple this week, but it's not those end around.
Oh, I guarantee Belichick's gonna be.
Oh yeah,
dialed in for that shit.
Yeah.
So this might be the game where they force. I don't know. They may force Trubisky to have to throw deep more.
New England's got a good, and we'll review this game later in the week. But New England's got a good run defense, and they run the ball well. So those two things could give the Steelers problems. That's
what I was thinking. Yep.
I'm a little worried about that, but they still should win the game at home without.
Oh, dude, they
any question.
TJ or not, they should win this game. They still have a dynamic defense, even without him.
And New England doesn't threaten you with anything except their running game. The wide receiver.
And Mac Jones is hurt.
Yeah. They think he's going to play too. I guess the X-ray was negative today. He didn't have any back issues.
Yeah, I mean,
whether or not he plays,
it's not a major injury, but either way, he ain't 100% either.
He's dinged up for sure.
So could you imagine if Cam or Highsmith or those guys keep drilling him like they drilling Burrow?
Yeah, that's the hope.
My man's gonna have a couple more back spasms. He's gonna be feeling it.
Can we get that guard from Cincinnati to play for New England next week? Because Cam Hayward would love that, man.
Yeah, that'd be. I don't know. They might eat again a lot this game too.
I think it's
honestly.
Possible. I think it's possible.
I think it is. And look, they dialed up those blitzes with Mollett too. Like I said, I don't know why, man. Like I want to feel like the everything's crashing down around me, but like the way that defense played and the way they moved even without Watt, like I still think this defense is good enough to give these offenses trouble. So I'm not as worried about it. I'm really not.
They play well this week against New England and stop the run again. I'll be convinced. I'm almost there now. They do it again this week, then I'll be convinced that they're an elite defense going forward. Even without TJ. I mean, they're still going to be good without TJ.
Yeah.
But they have to stop the run.
Now I'm really going to be watching to see what Highsmith does. Now that he don't have that basically that extra protection on the other side. Let's see what he can do now.
What other things do we think is keys going forward without TJ in the lineup? I mean, the offense, running the ball, keeping some of the pressure off the defense. They have to have some time in possession. They can't go. What did I say on Sunday night? Was it 25 to 40 or 20 to 40 or something?
45 minutes. The defense was out there.
That's too much.
Three players played 100 plays. But I will say this. They had how many turnovers?
They had. 5 turnovers. Yeah.
So like, if you have that many turnovers, pick six, you're going to have the defense out there a lot. Like they generated so many turnovers that.
Yeah, but the turnovers in the offense go 3 and out, and the ball goes right back to the.
Right, but I'm saying in general, either way, if they do the pick six, that's going to have them right back out there too. So like, some of that did lead to it as well. So especially if some of those turnovers were in to put our offense directly in the red zone, so they weren't going to be out there long anyway. So, So yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I guess it'll just come with the territory, I guess, of being a defense that gets a lot of turnovers like that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
The offense has to be on the field longer, and they have to be.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll be interested to see what they dial up though on defense now that Watt isn't in there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more blitzing. I think you're going to see guys coming from everywhere to get the pressure. They're going to have to, because like we've talked about it before, it's not exactly a murderer's row at cornerback. You can't leave those guys out in coverage.
No.
For 3, 4, 5 seconds. They're going to have to bring pressure.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know if they'll implement more like bringing in Trey Norwood out in coverage more. I don't know what they'll do. Like I don't know what they'll do to.
I think we saw a little bit like Blitz and Mollett more often,
Yep.
like Hilton a couple of years ago, trying to get
Yep.
some easy sacks that way.
Well, that was what they went to. I mean, they went to Mollett. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if they don't go the blitz route, are they going to go with more of a coverage route? Like, or I don't know which one they're going
Yeah.
to go to.
I hope they don't do that because I don't like quarterbacks sitting in the
No,
pocket for
I'd rather
forever.
them apply pressure
Yeah, me
because,
too.
dude, when you can get there, man, like,
Send Devin Bush up the middle a couple times, mix it up.
exactly.
You know, this
And
is
they
where
can
we
do-
might miss some Keith Butler. He was a master at dialing up different blitzes and stuff. You know,
Might see Liao out there a little more too.
yes, that's a good point because he's a
You
good
could-
pass rusher.
Yep, he's
Yeah.
So you can see that. I think they're going to have a couple different guys out there that are going to make some noise.
That'd be a great wrinkle. Leave Highsmith on one side and put Liao on the other, and leave Ogunjobi and Hayward in the middle.
Yeah, I was thinking it too. Like, I don't know if they would do that. I wouldn't mind it
might.
either.
He did it at Texas A&M.
Right. I know. I was thinking the same
That's
thing.
a great idea.
I just don't know whether that's really on the table or not. Like, I don't know. Like,
I love that.
I'd like to see it though. Like, he's got the pass rushing skill. He's got it, dude. Like, he's got those skills already.
Yeah, put the kid on the outside, let him run. Let him rush a passer.
We can see it. It'd be cool. I'd love to see it. I think it'd be awesome as hell. Because
Yeah.
like, you could plug him in, or if Malik Reed is not the guy or whatever, or just take turns, to give him spell him, whatever. But give him so many looks that they just don't know. I mean, really, that's what was embarrassing for Burrow is he didn't fucking know like what was coming.
Yeah.
He was fooled on that pick six. He was fooled. I watched. I don't know if it was Baldinger. He did the video. Somebody did a video, and they showed like how they kind of hid Minka on that pick six.
Yeah.
Like he didn't. Burrow literally did not see him. Did not see him.
Nope.
So I don't know, man.
I think even the commentators at a couple points said his eyes are going down pretty quickly. He'd take 2 steps, look around, and look down, like where's the rush coming from? Because I think he was getting rattled towards the. And then when TJ went out, I think he got a little more comfortable because he played well
absolutely.
at the end of the fourth quarter in overtime. That gave him a little breather, but yeah, I mean, and that's the stuff you're going to need going forward. Like keep that pass rush up. Don't let these quarterbacks get comfortable and pick you apart. There's nothing I hate more than rush 3 and put 8 in the coverage and let the quarterback spend all day.
I hate it too.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
What else you got? You got anything else? I think this is going to be a shorter podcast this week.
Yeah, I just want to save it for the preview for probably Friday or Saturday. I'd rather just save it for then. We knew this is going to be just a little thing for the news with TJ and everything. So introduce our own little awards. We'll call this the award podcast.
There you go. In
the middle of the week.
All right, that'll wrap it up for today. You can find me at Twitter at SteelersSank16. You can find Dave at M_Corub. You can find us on Instagram at Steelers_Sanctuary_podcast. Hey, check out our YouTube page. We just started that. We'd like to get some views up, and you can see us. We have to do our. I said what I said this week. We'll do a couple more just to beef up our YouTube page. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Email us at. We'd like to get some emails, Dave, DAVER at SteelersSanctuary.com. Shoot us an email. Tell us what you think about the podcast or the YouTube. All right, until maybe Friday when we preview the Patriots game, we'll talk to you later.